This is TWiT.
We have, sitting right here, the new iMac that Apple announced a couple of weeks ago. This is the 5K iMac, and it's really kind of remarkable. 5K means this is 14.7 megapixels. The resolution on this is mind-boggling. It is not 4K, it's 5K, so it's which is actually double the standard iMac resolution, which is normally 1440, so this is 2880. Wow. And then it's what? It's 5120.
Over 5,000
over
5,000
on the
across.
top.
Yeah.
We're running a trailer for a 4K movie on here, which isn't even using all the dots. But one of the things you'll get from this immediately is this is a stunning display. And when you see images on this display, even just desktop wallpaper, you realize how immersive a 5K display can be. What Apple does...
It just looks juicy.
It's incredible. What Apple does with this is the same as what they do with their Retina displays. This is a really good example. Now, remember, you're watching this, even if you're watching our HD download at 720p, so you're just not seeing it. And that's why I wanted Chad's eyes. You got to go to an Apple store and look at it. It really is deep. And by the way, this is something Jason Snell gave us. This is the original iMac screen from 1984. That little postage stamp down there, this is how much more real estate we're getting than the original iMac screen. It is stunning. And Apple's done some real magic to make this screen work because, of course, with 14.7 million pixels, that's a lot. They've got fast GPU in it, but they also, because it's, in fact, really, there's only one kind of computer that could do this, a computer where the screen and the computer are in the same housing, so you don't have to use Thunderbolt or DVI or mini DisplayPort to drive it. You can actually literally drive it directly from the video card. Apple designed some chips, including they said something they called the T-Con, the time controller chip, to make it possible to do high refresh, high bit rate, high DPI images with a standard computer. Now, the base model, $2,500, only includes a i5 processor. I have not played with the base model. This is not the base model. Apple was sending out for review the i7 model. We bought the i7 model with the top-of-the-line graphics cards and so forth. We also bought the terabyte drive and 16 gigs of RAM. So this is maxed out. This is a $4,000 version of this. But I have to tell you, plenty fast. And those people who have been playing with the base unit also report no issues. I have a 4K monitor on my Mac Pro, and I get a lot of screen tearing because of the way 4K is done when you have to go through Thunderbolt. This doesn't have any of that. This is rock solid and steady. Now, Apple is doing the same thing, as I mentioned, they do with the Mac Retina, the MacBook Pro Retina. They scale it to 1/2. So nominally, this is the same as an iMac, but every single, they call it point on the screen, what would have been a pixel on the old iMac, is composed of 4 pixels. So text is crystal clear and beautiful. If there's an image, if you're using Lightroom or iPhoto or you're playing back videos, it'll use every dot. So the quality of images is stunning. Let me show you, if we turn off this best for display, this high DPI mode, and go to scaled, you'll see everything gets a lot smaller. You get a lot more real estate. Frankly, because the screen is so good, it's only 27 inches. Even the menus do work. The icons can be made bigger. But you see that it really made all the text a whole heck of a lot smaller. That's because we have doubled the resolution. You generally, with these Apple displays, like the MacBook Pro with Retina, you want to run what Apple says best for display. That's the high DPI mode. And you'll get the best of both worlds. Stunningly crisp text, but beautiful dot-for-dot images, even with 5K video, if you could find some 5K video. We tried hard to get a Red Epic camera next door and to show off this display, but they were all in use. The truth is, even with a high-speed SSD and the fast processor, it'd be hard to play back true 5K video on here, just because there's so much data in there. So anything like if you use YouTube's 4K video, it's so heavily compressed, you're not going to see really all the quality that you could see. This is a fairly compressed QuickTime movie. Timescapes was made when the MacBook Pro with Retina came out a couple of years ago to show off the MacBook's resolution. This is not the full display, the 2880. It's 2560, so it's close. And you see the scaler works really well. You don't see any artifacts from the scaling. You just see a really gorgeous image. So it is exactly in every other respect like the old iMac. 5mm on the edge. It's really kind of amazing. It's a little bit of an optical illusion because, of course, it has to get fatter as it goes to the middle here. That's where the guts of the computer are. We've been running this very rich movie over and over again all day. The computer is not hot. You cannot hear a fan. There is a fan in it, but you don't hear it blowing. It's dead quiet. This is a gorgeous computer, and Apple has really set a new bar. There will be a 5K monitor from Dell at the same price. So if you compare this to Dell's 5K monitor, you're getting the computer for free. And I can promise you the Dell 5K monitor won't work as well because it doesn't have that direct connect to the GPU that an all-in-one computer like this can have. This is really a stunning achievement from Apple. On the Pro side, you're not going to get a better screen. The color rendition, the accuracy, the resolution, the speed with which it draws, video games like BioShock Infinite on this. Of course, you're not going to run them at full resolution. You can't. But you run them at half resolution, you've never seen anything so gorgeous in your life. So a great display for photographers, for gamers, for animators, for filmmakers, anybody for whom visual is important. Price-wise, I think Apple, you know, at $2,500 is pretty close with an i5 and 8 gigs of RAM to you know, an iMac. But if you don't really need the great display, you can save a few $100s by getting the older iMac, the less high resolution. This is going to spoil you. If you go to the store and see this and you play with it for any length of time, it's going to spoil you. The cons, it is more expensive. I can't really, I'll be honest with you, can't find another con. I love it. And by the way, the i7 that we put in this high end, the 4 gigahertz i7, that's the fastest single-core processing speed on the market today. Nothing is faster than 4 gigahertz.
Wow.
So if what you do, and most of what you do uses a single core, this is actually faster than the Mac Pro. It is a really lightning-fast computer. Of course it's a buy. There's no question in my mind. In fact, I bought it. Not for me, but for Lisa for $4,000, and I hope she enjoys it.
Just like any Apple product, I'm just stunned over.
Isn't it amazing? I mean, we've seen
also
these
just
iMacs for a long time.
Detail of fabrication and
yeah,
the glass
really
is beautiful, and oh, it's amazing.
Couple of notes: you can get a Visa mount for this and mount it on an arm on the wall for about $50 extra. That's kind of nice to know. It is available in stores, so you can go see it if you want to. It's shipping now. Pretty amazing. 5K display from Apple, the new iMac. Definitely a buy.